Okay, so today we're talking about decluttering other people's stuff. Now, maybe you're watching this video because you want to go minimalist, you want to declutter everything that you can see, or maybe you are on the receiving end of the kind of decluttering, I don't want to call it a trend, but the decluttering idea, and you're finding that people aren't respecting your wishes and they're decluttering your stuff without asking you. And I know it can be frustrating for both parts in the equation. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you my opinions on that, and also I've got some solutions for everybody, so everybody can live in harmony. Are you ready for that? Let's dive in. Diane in Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. I am a routines coach and I'm here on YouTube helping you to simplify and thrive. And last week's video I was talking about how I have been messy since I was a child, and there was a couple of habits that I've learned that since I put those into place, things are just much better. My house is never messy. You know, maybe it takes a few minutes to put things away, but you know, generally speaking, it's not messy anymore. And whenever I make a video like that or talking about clutter, I get a lot of fun comments of, well, you know, if I decluttered my husband, then my home wouldn't be messy because he's the one with all this stuff. Or, oh my goodness, the grandparents, they keep on buying gifts for the kids and we've got nowhere to put it, or we feel the guilt. So that's what we're talking about today. So first up, I firmly believe that you should never declutter anybody else's stuff, and I'm gonna back that up. I'm gonna tell you why. And as I said, if you don't agree with me, it's all right. We will get to some solutions to keep everybody happy. But your stuff, it's a very, very personal thing. Now, you may have just decided that you've had enough of managing all the clutter that you have. That was the case for me. And I just got to a point where I just had too much of everything. I didn't know where to start, and just too much of everything. So I found the Fly Lady system, which helped me. That's the system that I teach, which helped me to kind of go through a process of working through stuff. Now, as we always say, don't start with the kind of sentimental items. You leave that for last. You go with the kind of things which are, you know, maybe you've got multiples of kitchen gadgets, or maybe you've got too many hair products, or too much bedding. You start with that. But quite quickly you will notice that, you know, usually we're sharing a space with somebody else. Maybe that's a college dorm, or maybe with your significant other. You've got pets, so we tend to accumulate a lot of stuff, and also the people around us as well. Now, if you're the one who wants to be decluttering, downsizing, moving things out of there, it can be very frustrating when others aren't doing the same thing. One of the things that really helped me at home in our kind of decluttering journey was that instead of being annoyed at other people for not decluttering their stuff or for leaving their stuff all over the house, I would find stuff on the kitchen table or on the sofa, or all the flat surfaces, is that I gave each person, like, you know, for my husband, for the kids, a bag or a box. So that, you know, there would just be like a basket or box for them. And then, you know, if I went around and I saw something that hadn't been put into its proper home, I would just put it into their bag or box. And then if they were looking for stuff, they knew oh, okay, Mum has put it there, and they could deal with it. So that's the first thing, that kind of removing yourself from that kind of all the feelings of the stuff at being annoyed because they don't have a system for their things. Just putting it in, you know, a bag or box, and that way the things are together. It's less kind of visual clutter, and if they're looking for the stuff, they know where to find it. You've put it in the bag or box. A really good idea, especially with kids, is at the end of the day or at the end of the week, that they put those things, help them to put those things where they belong, okay? And if you need help with decluttering, organizing, I've got plenty of videos where we do the body doubling thing. I'll put a wee link to the playlist up there. So first of all, remove the kind of feelings about it and just say, not everybody wants to do things as I do, but if you want to reduce the visual clutter, everybody's got a bag or box, and then make them responsible for putting their stuff away at some point. Just a little habit, get into the habit. And if you've got kids, remember, always use a timer so they know it's not going to take all day, but you're just expecting them to do 5 or 10 minutes putting those items away. Now, the second thing that you can do is to stop that stuff, that clutter, whatever you want to call it, from coming into your home. Now, for you, you can say, for example, with friends, we used to, me and my besties and my friends, we would buy each other a little gift or, a card for birthdays. We stopped doing that quite a long time ago because, you read the card and some of us would think, oh, I need to hold on to the card because why? Why do we need to hold on to it? Or you receive a gift and, maybe it was bought at the last minute. They've just gone into a store, bought something, but you've received the gift and then that guilt comes in. Oh, I need to hold on to it because it was given to me by my best friend or by my granny, or it's the same for hand-me-downs. People, they're decluttering, they're trying to give you their stuff. You can have a little conversation with them and say, you know what, I'm trying to cut down the amount of stuff that I've got at home. Why, for things like birthdays, anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, that you ask for an experience or a gift voucher, or even better, just say, you know what, we all have so much, why don't we just meet up and do something like that? And that's what I do with my besties. Often we will invite each other out for lunch or for dinner or to a cafe for our birthdays. We're no longer doing the gifts because we have everything that we need. Now, if you want to do it in a different way, that's up to you. I'm just trying to give you some solutions here because often it's because we cannot say no to the clutter, where we're still allowing it to come in. And especially with things like, if you've got grannies and granddads or aunties and uncles, take that conversation up to Christmas, up to birthdays and say, you know what, little Junior already has a ton of things, but what we would really like is, I don't know, maybe they can put some money into a trust fund or you can take them out for a little experience another time. Now, the third thing you can do is to help other people declutter, but don't declutter their stuff, okay? So, for example, with the kids, when our kids were small, our kids are now 23 and 25, when our kids were small, usually once a week, because I was doing the Fly Lady system and we focused on a different area every week, we would set a timer. Again, kids love using the timer because they know they're not decluttering all day. And we would go through one bag or box of their stuff. If you've got these kind of storage units, maybe one of them was full of plushy toys. My daughter had a lot of plushy dogs that she liked. Or maybe you've got a shelf of books, is to sit down with them one-on-one and help them to go through those. Are they still wanting to hold on to them? Are the books age appropriate? Oh, could they give this gift? Could they hand it on to a cousin or put it in the bag for the charity shop so they could hand it on to some other little boy or girl who would like it? And again, it's not forcing them to declutter everything, but just getting into that rhythm, that little habit of seeing their stuff and knowing that they can't keep everything. And again, if they do receive gifts, they say, okay, now we've got 10 toy dogs. Which ones do you want to keep and which ones do you not play with? So again, it's always that, taking stock of things, respecting their feelings. And a fun thing that really kind of riled me at the time when I saw it, Dawn, the Minimal Mums videos. She was decluttering in her kids' rooms. The kids weren't there, and she was going through stuff, and she found lots of little bits and bobs, and she put them in the rubbish bag, the trash bag, and took them away. And that really kind of affected me. I mean, it wasn't my toys, but I know for example, with my kids, that the smallest thing, it may not seem important to you, but the most random toys can really mean a lot to them. And that's why you've really got to respect other people's feelings. Case in point, my daughter, she had this thing, this was years ago when we'd been on holiday in the south of France, and it was a free toy. It wasn't from McDonald's, was it Quick? The French kind of burger chain, and they give you the little kid's toy. And it was a little plastic jewelry box, a little musical box, and when you pressed it, it would open up and she loved that. And she held on to it for many years, and it broke. But the memory for her was not just the jewelry box. It was, we had such a fantastic day. It was a fantastic holiday in the south of France, and that really meant something to her. So you cannot put yourself into somebody else's shoes with the items. Please respect other people's stuff. You can help them with it, but you cannot declutter it. And just to go back to the minimal mum thing with Dawn, she would often show her bathroom. Now, the minimal mum, she's really on, the one set of sheets for the beds. I mean, I couldn't do that. I mean, kids get ill during the night, or maybe your cat gets sick. And, I like to have a few things. But in her bathroom, she had, she has this basket of things, and it was like 4 different hair tongs, hair curlers or hair straighteners. And I thought, well, if her son had gone into the bathroom and thought, oh, there are 4 hair tongs here, you only need 1, why do you need 4? He could have decluttered her stuff in the same way. So do you see, you've really got to think, if somebody else was looking at my stuff, would my stuff then seem like, what is mum keeping all these wooden spoons for? Or why does dad have all these tools? They all look the same. But, we've all got our preferences for things. We've all got memories about things. So please don't declutter somebody else's stuff. You can help them, but don't declutter their stuff. And the 4th thing that I want to mention, the last thing there, and then I've got a fun memory that popped up for me when I was decluttering sentimental photos recently. The 4th thing is that if you are on, like me, you've been wanting to go minimalist for a while because the too much stuff is weighing you down. You're maybe downsizing. Like me, you're beginning to see that the best things in life are not the things. It's the experiences. It's the time that I have with my friends, the family. I love reading, but I don't need to keep the books. I get all my books online or at the library. So if you are like me and you do want to declutter stuff, and you're getting frustrated with the rest of the family members, just know that they will get on board with it. I mean, I am proof of that in the beginning it was only me that was decluttering things, and I was getting a bit frustrated with the family. But the more they see you decluttering, the more they see you putting things and getting organised. The place is less messy. You're becoming happier because you're not kind of being annoyed with all the stuff that's holding you back. They will come on board with it too. And comment if that has happened to you, because I didn't believe it in the beginning. And I can tell you, I started Fly a Lady in 2006. Many years ago, and that has really happened for the rest of the family too. They've come on board with it. But I did tell you I was going to share with you something. I did a huge declutter of photos. That was the kind of the last things to go through, and I kept it for last because I knew where my photos were. Oh, excuse me, a wee frog in my throat this morning. I knew where my photos were, but I just wasn't ready to deal with them. And photos, they've really been the toughest thing for me. And recently I did a 3-day series. I'll put the link up there. And it was all about, there was no pressure on me to get rid of any photos. All I was doing was looking at everything that I had. And I got rid of old albums, took everything out, looked at everything, and I've kept the ones that really mean something to me. And I found some treasures, and I know many of you want to hold on to everything, but the problem is when you have so many things, you lose sight of the treasures. And I discovered photos because my brother and I, when Mum passed last year, I've got a video about when I was with Mum when she passed and how we looked after her, if you're interested in that, if that's relevant to you. It gave me a big shift in things, and there were photos that I'd never seen of Mum, but anyway, so I've been going through the photos recently, and one of the really fun photos that I found was this one. Can you tell which one is my mum? There's Mum. There's Dad. And I need to say a wee funny story about Mum and Dad, because when Mum and Dad first met, they met at the dancing, because, they would go dancing every night. That was before, you had kind of entertainment and Netflix and all that kind of thing. They used to go dancing in Edinburgh every night. That's where they met. And my dad said he fell for Mum because he thought she had money. And my mum said about Dad, she fell for him because of his nice teeth. And it was only later she found out that there were false teeth. So they were a wee fun memory. But look what Mum is wearing. Mum's very stylish. Mum was a type 4-3 in the Dressing Your Truth system. If you want to know more about that, I've got a whole thing about how to find your style. I'm a type 1-4. And look what she's wearing. She's wearing this little brooch. And this is the brooch that I've had for many years. And I knew it came from my granny, but I didn't realise that my mum had worn it. Is that amazing? And I had never seen that photo before until I went through the photos. Amazing, amazing. Oh, maybe I should have worn that one today. Anyway, so just a wee bit of encouragement to keep going with the decluttering, even if you want to hold on to everything, because the more stuff that you have, you can't see the wood for the trees. You really can't. And I got rid of so many photos that meant nothing. And I've really ended up with things that really mean a lot to me. Woo! Right, I'm not going to get teary. Anyway, let me know, where are you on your decluttering journey? Have these tips helped you? Have you got some tips that can help all of us, whether you are wanting to declutter or people are trying to declutter your stuff for you? Let's kind of help each other with this so we can live in harmony. If you want more little daily tips, I'm back blogging again. You can find me on my website, DianeDenmark.com or DianeInDenmark.com. That's where I remind you which zone we are cleaning in and decluttering this week, and sharing life in Denmark and winter bathing, the ice swimming stuff. So anyway, I'm going to get on with my day. All I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the decluttering and not decluttering other people's stuff be with you. And I shall see you very soon with a rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.